What is up, people of the existing interwebs? I am Shorty Minizumi, and that game is a video game mashup where I take your YouTube comments and convert them directly into the game. Just as a quick notice, this video will be strictly covering the new 0.5 mobility changes. That includes anything that alters the player's original movement patterns. If you would prefer to see the new video discussing the weapon changes sent in by viewers via YouTube comments, click this annotation right now, and I'll put another annotation at the end of the video. Now then, let's get started. First on the list we have the Tamer, sent in by Svein, and covered slightly more in depth in the weapons video. It fires a short-range dog collar that allows you to mount enemies that you hit with it, exchanging their movement patterns for your own. Up next on the list are changes to the Veteran Blast Boots, sent in by Yokos at version 0.1. These boots transform the player's original jump pattern into that of a bullet pattern, where the cursor created is what the player will seek out. The changes made to this item include a slight nerf to the move speed and a seemingly non-existent mana cost over the duration of the usage for the item. Next up is another veteran ability called the Flame Dash, submitted by Zelato, added in version 0.1. This ability has been completely reworked to become more lethal and simpler to use. It now requires a single button input to channel the ability, and you can only channel while you're on the ground. During this time, the player can determine the direction, but cannot move or cancel the input. After the channel duration expires, the player will make a full charge, only stopping on collision with an enemy or a solid, and igniting that enemy or destroying the solid if it can be destroyed. Speaking of Zelato's contributions, one contribution that didn't make it before but is now in the game are the Zols, which are a leg-shaped power-up that enables you to gain additional move speed temporarily during the stages. You can collect up to 4 of these, giving yourself a total amount of 6 legs, each one increasing your movement speed by a small constant. Up next was the request for a simple hook, sent in by Bobby Ravioli. It is a basic hook that pulls you towards solids, and soon when allies get added into the game will pull you towards allies to avoid being disruptive. It has infinite use time, so you can hang on ceilings forever as long as you can hold down the button, but it also pulls enemies towards you, making it very dangerous if you miss time when to let go of the hook. The enemy pull feature is still kind of janky, and the hook in general is still kind of unpredictable sometimes. I'm working out a way to improve its reliability, but for now the primary function is there. Up next is the Bathtub, sent in by Hap Pearson. It is a bathtub with an energy shield that fires lasers and flies very slowly. He was very solid as to what he wanted out of this idea, and this is great because it gives me a good vision as to what to work towards. The lasers bounce off of walls 3 times and are an instant kill. So in order to balance this feature, every single weapon in the game now instant kills. Of course, this excludes bosses, but this weapon, despite not instant killing bosses, still has a very decently high base damage towards bosses. Due to the projectile nature being able to reflect off of walls, having a high base speed, and having a rapid fire ability, each shot will cost 5 hit points in an effort to balance the weapon while still keeping it fun. Plus, the health cost actually synergizes pretty well with the energy shield that has the ability to block damage, all incoming damage, up to 3 times. Upon getting hit for the 3rd time, the mount is an instant kill on itself and will explode into a very distracting rainbow explosion of fireworks. Lastly, there is no activation cost for using the mount. You can turn it on and off as many times as you want. Up next is the Height Advantage, submitted by Yokos for the 0.5 update. These are stilts, and they come with ridiculous walking animations, slow to medium move speed, and the ability to amplify or reduce damage output depending on yours and the target's height. It comes with a damage range indicator, and basically what it means is the farther enemies are below you, the more damage you will deal to them. The farther enemies are above you, the less damage you'll deal to them. This very quirky mount synergizes very well with any weapon that has a hitbox that can exist underneath the player. The mount has no use mana cost, but it does have a use cooldown to where when you activate it, you won't be able to do much for the startup, due to it being a very powerful item. Next up we have a passive called Wall Jump, also sent in by Hap Pearson. Not much needs to be explained by this fairly simple mechanic, other than the fact that the jump height is dynamic depending on what jump type you pick. Higher jump types, such as the high jump, will give you higher wall jumps, as opposed to the regular double jump. As a warning, some jump types completely eliminate the jump height, such as the blast boots, and do not synergize with the wall jump ability at all, giving you literally no jump. Last but not least is the ability called Air Dash. It is a micro version of the Flame Dash with no channel time and can be used multiple times in combination. That should conclude all the mobility changes in the new 0.5R update, and thanks for sticking around this long. I would like to give you a thanks for sticking around this long. I know it's a very long video, and that is the code for the in-game pet, the Volt Wasp. You can get this pet by typing in the code 7765VW, no spaces, it's not caps sensitive, into the code box on the bottom right of the map select screen. And again, if you'd like to see the weapon changes for the 0.5R, you can just click on this annotation here. Or if you have your own epic idea to leave for the new 0.6 update, go for that. Just as a reminder, I will not be claiming your ideas as my own. I simply wish to display them and give them life. As usual, all comments that lead to the ideas will be directly put into the game. Submission rules are in the description, along with a free download of the game in its current state as always, and I hope you guys enjoy. Peace!